Right, this is Algebra with Finance A, Unit 2, Lesson 7, Data Types. Gotta watch out for those data types. All right, so there's 4 words that we want to define and make sure are very clear in this lesson. The first is qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative and quantitative. The easiest one to define first is quantitative. So qualitative versus quantitative. As the name implies, quantity implies an amount. Quantitative. Okay, so quantitative data is data that are typically represented by numbers. They are numerical. Okay, so how many houses are built, the amount of money that you have, your height in inches. Anything that would be expressed as a number is quantitative data. Qualitative data, on the other hand, are things that are not expressed as numbers. Okay? So they are not numerical. They are categorical. Okay? They are categorical. They place things into categories. So things like color. Put all the red marbles over there. Put all the blue marbles over there. What grade you are in school can be considered qualitative if we're just talking about categories, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Okay, we can talk about smell, and we can talk about anything that is not numerical. That would be qualitative data. Okay, the next 2 words we need to know are continuous and discrete. Continuous versus discrete. And this can be a little bit tricky. Okay? Continuous means all numbers possible. All numbers possible. Okay? So could you get a number like 2.71865430002, right? Could you get a number like that? Then it's perhaps continuous. Continuous means literally no gaps. No gaps, right? Every number it can exist. No gaps. Discrete basically means that there are gaps. Discrete means specific, right? Specific. Or exact. And there are no gaps. All right, sorry, there are gaps. There are gaps. There are no gaps in continuous. There are gaps. Okay? Again, as with the qualitative and quantitative, the easiest one to come up with examples for are discrete. Numbers of people. You can't have 2.718654002 people, right? Because so people are typically whole numbers. Now, some people get the mistaken idea that discrete means whole number. Not necessarily. Money is discrete. You can't have 2.718654002 dollars. You can have $2.71, 2.71. But the smallest discriminatory numeral is the penny, right? You can't have a half a penny. As much as the song, Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat, won't you please put a penny in the old man's hat? If you haven't got a penny, a henny penny will do. A henny penny is an old English term for a half penny. So they actually had a half penny coin. But we don't anymore. The smallest denomination is a penny. So you can't go more precise than that. So money is discrete. Things that are continuous are things like temperature. A temperature of any number is possible, right? Height. You can have 2.718654002 inches. Okay? Length, and etc. Those are examples of continuous. Now, they're theoretically continuous. That doesn't mean we may have a device that can measure things that precisely. I think a micrometer for measuring very, very small increments in length. Micrometers get down to the thousandth of a millimeter, right? That's very, very fine, but that's still not 2.718654002. But theoretically, it is continuous. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Qualitative describes categories. Quantitative describes things with numbers. They are numerical. They are sortable. Continuous means all numbers are possible. There are no gaps. Discrete means there are gaps. The only specific quantities can exist. Now, by the way, continuous and discrete are both terms to describe quantitative data. Okay, and that is usually what we spend the most time in statistics working with, is quantitative data.